just a little bit. Once again, I said a capful. So we have to talk about that practice of oil pulling here, because this practice is seen in the ancient shastras of Ayurveda, in the ancient texts. However, it has very, very little to do with what's being talked about these days, and it's really not how the practice has been done over time. First of all, there's actually two forms of doing oil in the mouth, and one of these is called gandusha, and the other is kavalagraha. Now, gandush is where you hold a lot of oil in the mouth, while this kavalagraha is a basic rinsing or swishing, oil swishing in the mouth. Now, many different substances are used for both these processes that can be used, and this includes ghee. There are different oils that are used, milk. There's decoctions, gruel, and once again, even plain water can be used for this process. Even plain water has a neutralizing effect to the mouth, to the pH balance in the mouth, and is a good general swish too, like after you eat, just to neutralize any effects of the food. As mentioned before, though, sesame oil is the only generally oil used without deeper considerations of constitutions, and for our purposes here, once again, only a small amount if you're going to bother doing the swooshing. Even then, you still want to watch out for any issues. The sesame oil does have a slightly heating quality to it. It's not going to just kick up your pitta, but it is something that watch out for over time. But once again, it is the generally recommended oil for these practices. The basic uses of these techniques are, once again, and what they're promising is blown out of proportion for what's being sold on the market today. Even the gandusha therapy, it doesn't really detoxify your body, at least not, what classical Ayurveda has used this theory for. I don't know what, the modern researchers, quote unquote, are saying, but how Ayurveda would work this therapy, and, seeing that this is where the therapy has come from over thousands of years of practice, I'm going to go with how they use it, and I'm not going to abuse that knowledge, and I would suggest you don't as well. But really, the therapy was more located towards the oral cavity, said to help with things such as loss of appetite, lack of taste in the mouth. Sesame oil and some things can have some antibacterial qualities. It can help with excess salivation, but it and different other issues of the oral cavity. But once again, depending on the substances used, they're going to be treating different things. But it really shows, more localized effects than clearing out your liver, curing cancer, whatever else they're saying about it these days. Once again, different remedies, different effects, and, it should be prescribed, particularly, like an oil like coconut, which is being thrown out there left and right these days. It's a pretty heavy and a cooling oil. And so those effects are not proper for everybody's mouth, nor are they proper, for every season or condition. So, it needs to be used on a case-by-case basis. And that really comes down to the heart of what Ayurveda is, about specific qualities for specific individuals, not a general blanket usage so much. Some texts and practices also recommend after this chewing of various substances at this point.